Welcome to the Inner Citadel. In this video, we are walking through 8 Stoic rules for when people disrespect you. How to stay calm, protect your dignity, and refuse to become reactive. Listen for each rule, then test it against the next moment that tries to pull you out of command. Rule 1. Do not enter their weather. You are in a meeting, someone cuts you off, smiles slightly, and says your idea is interesting in the way people use that word to dismiss you. Or maybe it happens in a family kitchen or over text at midnight when they know you are tired. The first impulse is immediate. Explain yourself, sharpen your voice, prove your worth, or strike back with something memorable. That is the trap. The first Stoic rule is simple. Do not enter their weather. Their sarcasm, contempt, or impatience is not an order. It is an atmosphere, and you do not have to breathe it in. When you react too fast, you hand them the steering wheel. When you pause, you recover the wheel. A calm face is not surrender. It is command. Let the moment pass through you before it touches your character. The image to remember is this: a citadel gate standing closed while the storm breaks against the stone. Rule 2. Separate your dignity from their opinion. Disrespect feels dangerous because it tempts you to treat another person's judgment as a verdict on your value. A rude comment in an office, a dismissive look in a crowded room, a mocking remark from someone who should know better, all of it can pull you toward the false idea that you must earn your dignity back. The Stoic answer is plain. Your worth is not stored in their mouth. Their opinion may be loud, it is not final. When you confuse criticism with identity, you become easy to move. One sentence can ruin your whole afternoon. One look can decide your posture. But a grounded person keeps the separation clear. They may have an opinion about my work, my choices, or my behavior, but they do not own my character. Hold this image: a bronze statue standing in rain while voices pass by like wind. The rain touches the surface. It does not decide the shape of the stone. Rule 3. Do not pay for relief with regret. There is a cheap relief in snapping back. You get the rush for 10 seconds. You feel less helpless. You feel sharper, stronger, maybe even right. But the bill arrives later. The conversation becomes messier. The room remembers your tone. You remember it too. That is why the third rule matters. Do not buy relief with regret. A disrespectful person often wants your impulsive reaction more than your answer. They know that if they can get you to overreact, they can move attention away from their behavior and onto yours. So ask a better question in the moment. Will this response protect my dignity tomorrow or only vent my heat today? If you need to speak, keep it brief. If you need to leave, leave cleanly. If you need time, say you will answer later. The strong person does not confuse intensity with effectiveness. Picture a hand touching a hot iron for 1 second and then regretting it for a week. Discipline is the pause before the burn. Rule 4. Use silence as discipline. Not every disrespect deserves a speech. Sometimes the most disciplined reply is no reply at all, because the other person is not looking for clarity. They are looking for friction. Silence is not weakness when it is chosen with purpose. It is weakness only when it comes from fear. There is a great difference between collapsing and withholding. If someone is baiting you in a group chat, in a family argument, or in front of coworkers, you do not have to prove that you are above them with a performance. You can simply stop feeding the moment. A measured look, a calm pause, a change of topic, a step back. These can be stronger than a paragraph. The Stoic lesson is to answer only when your answer serves your aim, not your pride, your aim. Remember the image of a locked citadel door. The storm can rage outside all night. Rule 5. Set the boundary once, clearly. A boundary is not a speech. It is a line. When someone keeps testing you, the mistake is often to explain too much. You defend your boundary like a lawyer trying to win a case the other person never intended to honor. Then you repeat yourself, soften your words, add reasons, add emotions, and by the end the line is blurred. The Stoic way is cleaner. Say what is true. Say what you will do. Then stop. No pleading, no lecture, no endless defense. In a relationship, at work, with a friend who keeps crossing the same line, clarity is respect for yourself. It is also respect for the other person, because it leaves no confusion about where you stand. A blade is not strong because it waves around. It is strong because its edge is defined. Your boundary should feel like that: clean, visible, and enough. One sentence can be stronger than a page of explanation when the sentence is backed by calm action. Rule 6. Do not beg to be understood. Some people disrespect you and then expect you to become desperate for their approval. They want you to explain your pain, prove your innocence, or perform your goodness until they are satisfied. Do not volunteer for that role. You are not required to beg for understanding from someone committed to misunderstanding you. This does not mean you stop speaking truth. It means you stop turning every disagreement into a courtroom where your self-respect is on trial. If the other person is honest, a clear statement is enough. If they are not, more words will not save you. In an office, this can look like not chasing the last word after a rude comment. In a family, it can mean refusing to justify a simple boundary again and again. In private, it can mean noticing the urge to send one more text that will only thin your dignity. Keep your posture simple. I said what I meant. I know what is true. I do not need to audition for basic respect. Rule 7. Let character show under pressure. Disrespect reveals two people at once: the one trying to provoke and the one being tested. The situation is never only about them. It is also about what kind of person you become under strain. This is where Stoic strength becomes visible. Not in perfect comfort, not when everyone is polite. It shows up when someone mocks your effort, questions your competence, or tries to drag you into their chaos. Then your character either hardens or dissolves. Do not rush to prove you are superior. Prove instead that you are steady, that you can be firm without becoming cruel, that you can be silent without becoming passive, that you can walk away without making a scene. Imagine a forge in the dark. Heat rises. Hammer strikes. The metal does not apologize for being tested. It becomes what the pressure reveals. In the same way, disrespect can either make you reckless or refine your command. The difference is the standard you keep in the middle of the heat. Rule 8. Leave the moment with your self-respect intact. The final rule is the one people often forget. When the moment is over, leave it without dragging poison into your next hour. You may have been disrespected. You may have been provoked. But if you spend the rest of the night replaying the scene, building imaginary speeches, or scrolling for validation, the other person has already followed you home. That is not freedom. The Stoic finish is simple. Close the exchange. Return to your work. Return to your body. Return to the next useful action. Wash your face. Walk. Train. Breathe slowly. Write one line about what happened and what you will do differently next time. Then let the moment end. Self-command is not pretending disrespect never happened. It is refusing to let it occupy the throne of your mind. You do not need to win every scene. You need to leave with your dignity intact. And that is the quiet power. Not rage, not collapse, but a mind that stays its own citadel.